Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Good morning. It is Monday, March 25th. Let's go grab some links. And here is the Twitch link. Oh, we got to pull up Discord. Where's Discord? There's the Discord and all right. And we'll just show you really quickly here the charts. So the E-mini, they pushed a little bit lower, came back. You can see yesterday, Friday, obviously big down day. Oh, we got to fix our data here. What's wrong with that? There we go. Now you can see it. Big down day. Mostly where we were. Treasuries coming off quite a bit though. So yeah, at least past the like the angry panic phase that they did. So it's a Monday. Let's see what's Forex Factory got on the docket for us this week. We've got building permits, housing starts, HPI on Tuesday, trade balance Wednesday, getting GDP quarter over quarter. Chicago PMI. All right, so looks to me like this is a risk-off day. Sorry, not risk-off like the market's going to do, but here we want to reduce our risk today because I'm not so sure if it's going to go crazy or what. I'm not seeing a super clear indication of direction here off of the open. Not very significant news to be driving us. Overall, I'm expecting things to be relatively quiet this morning compared to last week. I think we'd have to keep an eye on the E-mini to see if they decide they're going to do anything crazy, but I think that overall maybe people will just calm down a little bit today. I'm hoping. I'm hoping, but that probably means that it's not going to happen, huh? Okay, well, I don't need that. I don't need that. Or that or that. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, we've already got a good number of people watching. Hey. Donald Trump sent out an email. Well, Yeah, morning, Uzi. Yeah, we'll put you over here. There we go. First squawk, Brexit TV. Political reporter says Downing Street source advises no final decision yet on a date for May's Brexit vote. Well, that's not particularly helpful either, is it? I just need to get a microphone boom so I'm not always dinking around with stuff. Microphone boom and like a really big mouse pad that covers the whole desk in the mouse pad. Do it like that. Stuff like that. Well, they are favoring the upper end of the range. There is that. This could be a tough. Well, while that's going, how about we mess with our workspace, huh? I think so. I think we need to mess with the workspace here. Do we have... No, we don't. Okay, so first let's add NQ. Futures. Where's YM? There's YM and... NQ. There you are. Ooh, let's add RTY just for the heck of it, huh? RTY. Okay. So the first thing that I'm noticing about NQ is that it moves a lot. Holy shit, does that thing move a lot. That could be extremely distracting. Yeah. Where is YM mini Dow futures? I realized that NQ is so thin. Wow. Same with the Dow. How was the weekend? It was okay, I thought. Man. Oh, what's IQ got here? Oh, he was able to take a few out there. In ZB. In ZB, that is. Yeah, I didn't feel like I got the full rest until Sunday, though. Like, I don't know. It was just, it felt like it was a rough week. So much crazy going on. And then I did not really participate too much in the whole mocking the Mueller investigation thing that it looks like most of the conservative yeah, like most conservative people appear to have been doing. It's just kind of ignored it. So I don't really need a whole lot of space for these ones. Hmm. Jeez. I watched that and I'm like, I don't know if I want to trade the E-mini anymore if I have to look at that. Just jumping up and down all the time is just gonna get me excited and make me want to jump into stuff constantly. I don't know. Hmm. Let's see here. No, I haven't traded anything. I should. That was just showing last week. That's probably why you thought I had done some trading. No, I haven't done anything. The usual housework, especially leaf cleanup. Really. Yeah, I take it easy. It was like sleeting over here in Utah. I tell you what, it has been. We have been getting way more rain than I ever remember. Apparently, we're not like, you know, significantly high or anything. Like the lake is actually still really low. But man, to me, it sure feels like it's been raining a lot in Utah. Like I'm like global warming has turned Utah into a tropical paradise. That's what I feel like is happening. And if that's what's happening, then I am totally down with global warming because it's great. And while I'm at it, I should always, stick in my support for nuclear power there. 16-year target entry. Oh, it looks like he got out there. I've been told that if you're going to trade the treasuries, you want to have all the treasuries up. If you're going to trade the equities, you want to have all of those equities up. But you know what? It just moves too much. It moves too much. Down here in Florida, rain is nowhere what it used to be. So it's drier in Florida, is what you're saying, right? Well, exactly. You see, the what do we call it? The rainforest type zone is going to move north a little bit. And so instead of it being Florida, it's going to be like Georgia to Maryland or something like that. Except for that whole Midwest, it's that stuff on to the right of the plains there. The Northeast is going to be a crappy place to live if it keeps going like that, right? Because see, I'll have a tropical rainforest, but the desert will be no. It'll probably still be super humid up in the east, right? But it'll probably get hotter. It's been hot there lately, hasn't it? I remember the year that I was 2010. Yeah, it was 2010 when I lived in New York for 2 weeks. That was hot. It was hot in New York. It was getting hot when I left, and then after I left, it got like record hot. Okay, so they're pushing up here in the Treasuries. That's a pretty strong uptick. They're really going, in fact. Do we see... No 10 source just got in touch to say final decision hasn't been taken on MV3 tomorrow. That must be more Brexit news. Oh wait, I need to move up here a little bit. Theresa May gave a strong indication at Cabinet that she will push ahead with MV3 tomorrow. Oi. Former Federal Reserve Chief Janet Yellen admits that she's not a fan of modern monetary theory. Yay, thank you. Saying its proponents are confused about what can fuel inflation in the economy. Thank you. Confused. I love her wording there. You know what? I think that Janet Yellen was a little bit too dovish, but I thought she was a pretty good Federal Reserve Chairman. So far, she was a better one than Powell. But, you know, let's give him time. He's still feeling his feet. He's realizing that the PR part of it is a big part. Let's see where he goes. Okay, so they're having a little bit of trouble at 02. So when I see that strong move up like that, and it's a Monday, I'm kind of skeptical. But given the way that the markets have been moving lately, they may just be deciding that they're going to continue doing that, and then I'm just going to miss out, right? But I think, you know, I'm okay with missing out on a big move today. Just, I don't think that I see a reason to be. 6 days moving up. Not sure I see a reason to get excited, but there's definitely opportunity. Good morning, Peter. Oh, hey. Let's give him regular permissions. Yes, so given the way that the treasuries are trading, is this a turn around and short the E-mini day? I sure feel like it could be. I don't know, guys. I just really don't want to watch this right here in RTY. Like, these ones are all... I can't tell anything. I can't see enough of them either. That's the other thing. Okay. They are falling, though. Where was it? We were at like 01 when I was like, that was a strong move up. I'm not sure. Yeah. I reset it at 0.5. I added UB to my DOM screen. I tried to add CT, but NinjaTrader 8 throws an error on loading the history for some reason, so I watch ESUB, ZFZN, and ZB. Yeah, modern monetary theory is just dumb. Well, this idea that you can that deficits don't matter is silly. I think that what's happened is people have taken something that we can't say, which is that the deficit is not high enough to be a significant concern yet. And then they've extended that to, oh, we can just make it as big as we possibly want. And no, that would not work. It will bite you in the butt eventually. Exactly. And quite frankly, if we don't hear in the next, let's say 10 years, if we don't get a hold of our budget in the next 10 years, frankly, maybe even the next year or two, I think that we could be in for some real trouble, you know? Like, the thing that concerns me right now, man, so there's some decent absorption at 0.3 but there was some decent absorption at 0.2, so, but they might want to turn around here a little bit. I don't see the reason for them to be moving the way that they are. I don't see any correlations, really. Well, I guess the 6J is moving. 6J is moving up, I guess. So it could be that. Euro is moving up. So maybe it was this Brexit news. Sterling? Is sterling moving? Oh, yes, sterling is very much moving. Sorry, British pound. Well, if that is the case, I think that maybe we should look for a pullback to take it long. Or look to short the E-mini. Yeah, I sure don't like the idea of shorting 06. Let's wait. May must have died. Oh, man. But anyways, it's just like, let's say that we're going to go into a recession, right? So if we go into a recession, I think that the Federal Reserve has built up enough buffer that they should be able to lower interest rates. Maybe they have to do a little bit of quantitative easing. But I think that we could be okay. And really, the monetary system is so much more stable these days. A recession might not be as bad. You know, if everything went correctly the way that it should. But the problem is that the government has a pretty big deficit, and that deficit could just become enormous in the recession, just like it did, you know, at the beginning of Barack Obama's term. They, we didn't pull in very much money, and then we also, on top of that, did a bunch of monetary stimulus that didn't appear to have a whole lot of an effect. And so the deficit balloon, right? And that could happen. And then, There's state governments that have deficits. There's companies that have deficits. Like, there could be like a real debt crisis. Could be. I don't think that it will happen, but it's a real risk out there. Yeah. Well, they sure did build up bids below us in Zien as they came up here. I haven't seen them turn it around yet in the 5-year, but I think that we might get that. Oh my, there's a lot of people watching for 6:48 in the morning, guys. What's up? You all wake up early today to try and to see if something was going to happen. Waiting for me to make another great trade. Well, I should have taken that when it broke out. But now that it's done its thing, I think that I still need to be selective. That was a pretty crazy impulse. It could come back very quickly. Like everybody's super jumpy from Friday. They are killing natural gas right now. Does that mean it's going to be warmer? Please, that would be great. What about CL oil is going down too? Well, relatively speaking, the mini has not moved all that much. So if we got a good short, it's something that we could really ride. There you go. Block buy 04. They're going to push it to the high in ZF, aren't they? Okay. So a little bit of panic buying there at 04.5, I think. There was a couple of big buyers in it too. But it looks to me like some of the big guys actually sold that one. Those 045, those are purple. I can't see purple very well, but I'm pretty sure that's purple and then that's a sell. Okay, so they traded into O5 and then O4 half went offer again. So that is, looks like a pivot. I could probably sell it there. I don't want to stand in front of it, but I think they have a good reversal there. O4 half. Like for maybe 2 ticks. Oh, well, geez. You'd already be, if you had sold O4 half, you'd already could get out there at O35. Jeez. What do you think about crude oil and NASDAQ from here? Well, I don't know anything about oil, to tell you the truth. Although I know that it sure has been moving lately, hasn't it? But I don't know anything about oil. Equities, you know, they could sell equities today. You know, I'm would be keeping my eye out, especially with the way that Treasuries moved up there. I think that you could turn around and sell equities here. They're almost giving you a good price too. I was looking for 2808, so I might take that one. I might take that one. I'm all confused. Okay, well they did take a step back up. Man, that sell at O 04 half down was really crazy, wasn't it? Slow down overnight high probe short end. kind of feels like that there's some people with really close stops, and it was just really easy for them to hit them out, because we could still go higher. Bum, bum, bum. I suppose it would still be okay to try for a short, but now equities are back where they were. Okay, they're able to hit down back into 03.5 really easily, but it's not going offer. Offer, not a strong offer though, but it looks like it's going. So this is kind of looking to me like one guy put on the brakes and now some other people are like unwilling to give it up. So let's see if they put enough pressure on them to get them to puke out. If equities decided to take the top side of this range, you could certainly see some more selling. The number of job vacancies increased by 78,000 in the fourth quarter of 2017 to 548,000 in the fourth quarter of 2018. Oh, wow. I'm confused as to why. Had our good friend Igor came back today, and he was like, he didn't have any permissions. So now I'm trying to figure out what did we have him. I tell you what, he sure gave us a lot of useful information in the past. Oh, you know what? He's never sent me stats. Never mind. Okay. So right here, O2 half of them. Now I'm wondering. Theresa May farted and the markets moved. Sorry for being so quiet. I was trying to sort out the permissions. I think what happened was Igor left. Like, his account left the server and then rejoined, and that's why he didn't have the elite permissions anymore. No, that move was definitely... Okay, but that did come back quite a bit. So I wonder... I doubt Brexit is causing it barely any move at release time. UK source says, looks like Letwin Amendment will be passed in UK Parliament. Trader warns yield curve inversion confirms the Fed's inadvertent transmission of a sense of panic. Okay, now that really reverberates with me. Let's read that. It isn't all that meaningful to debate whether the inverted yield curve in the US that occurred Friday will lead to a recession a year from now. Nothing is written in stone. Whether one comes to pass or not doesn't validate nor negate the signal one way or another. The point is, it was a clear sign that investors perceive that there is trouble lurking now, and you need to trade accordingly. We aren't talking about making a decision about investing in a new manufacturing facility or a share buyback, but whether it is better here and now to be looking to add 10-year longs at a 2.5% interest rate or fade the market against a 2.4% interest rate. It is a mistake to watch how the shape of the Treasury curve evolves and start parsing the US data in isolation, because if you do that, it is in fact reasonable to conclude that the market has probably overreacted, as has the Fed, if not indeed in how they conveyed their message. They inadvertently transmitted a sense of panic, the assurances that the economy is in a good place notwithstanding. I totally agree. Like the Fed came in December and they weren't all that freaked out. And the market was like, you need to be freaked out. And now these past 3 months, the Federal Reserve has tried to moderate their message. And they've moderated it too much. So now the market is getting concerned because the Fed is concerned, but the Fed was concerned in the first place because the market was concerned. And you get where I'm going? But it isn't just isn't possible to escape the fact that the rest of the world is farting directly affects the US economy and asset prices. Just how attractive US assets and the dollar appear has to be judged through the prism of what are the global alternatives, not to mention where along the duration spectrum the Treasury Department decides to finance the growing deficit. The PMI data out of Europe really shook people up. The core country readings were horrid and sent bonds back below zero. They were the seminal data at the end of the last week and had global repercussions, including for treasuries and equities. Today's IFO data from Germany seems to have lifted traders' mood. It is not a question of whether Germany was cured over the weekend. It's of the need to just keep on reminding ourselves that these markets that are excessively fickle, which is another way of saying it doesn't take much to cause things to turn on a dime yet. Well, they're back up there at 0.45. The core country readings were horrid and sent bonds back to below zero. They were this... No. If you're watching 10-year treasuries, the low in yield from the very beginning of the year is shaping up to be an enormous pivot level. It may seem far away, but it really isn't. If Friday's move was real, you shouldn't expect this level circa 2.5% to be breached. If fund traders conclude negative yields aren't actually appropriate, we could easily see that Treasury pivot come into play. Overnight volumes in Treasury futures ran very high. There's a lot of interest at these levels. The market hasn't been moving on air. It was instructive. Then I had more people discuss how much further it can fall and still be quote-unquote corrective. Oddly, fewer seem to be arguing to take advantage of this gift. I can't wait to see what will be written this evening. Emerging market currencies have all traded to meaningful technical levels. I won't try to predict where everything will be at the end of the week, but it seems clear that when we close the books on the first quarter, they won't be here. But the way that he speaks is this like how to say, like, that's somebody that trades for sure. Ace Trades is in, what did he take? Going short 28.0650. Yeah, that's where I was kind of looking at it. It's a little bit too low for my tastes now, but I was thinking about taking a short. But this action in the E-mini just makes me want to not trade. Like, obviously, it was a great trade off of the open. if you had gone long at, 124 perhaps, right there. But when it was up there, I thought it was a lot. And then for all that volume to come and push it up the way that it did was pretty crazy. And then it comes up there and I'm like, no, this is too sketchy. Sketchy is the way I would describe it. It's a little sketchy. And sure enough, it did come back pretty strongly. And then it's back up to here. So now we're in this range. I feel like this is a dangerous place to trade. Although the E-mini does look like it's going. Swiss is all long in ES. Oh boy. I think though that Ace probably almost already made his money. Yeah. There, he's filled right there. Good job. Yeah, it's definitely down there. So now are they going to try testing the other side of the VWAP? Buns following US Treasury push, triggered at VWAP and close cross. Purely technical, in my opinion. Okay. Well, this move up was a retracement of the cumulative delta from the sell. If oil stays weak, should help prop up the bonds today. Yeah. DUP source tells me nothing has changed. They still can't support Prime Minister's deal, so where does that leave NV3 tomorrow? Dead already? Ugh. Brett's help us out here. Come on. I wonder, do you really want to have a no-deal Brexit more than the deal that's on the table? Plans never last long around here anymore, but that one lasted all of 2 hours. Hmm. I can see some clear buying pressure here in the treasuries. It's now that the E-mini is starting to. Yeah. The E-mini does appear to be buying this, though. I don't know. I'm still a little uncertain, I think. Oh, Swisso sees it too. You see like these numbers right here for one. That's much heavier than the numbers that we were seeing before market earlier. Hmm. The mini really going there. Hmm. The problem I have with this one is that it's so close to the E-mini open, and any of the volume that we're seeing here in the E-mini could just be temporary. Like honestly, it opening at the VWAP would be very sensible. So that sell might not necessarily be a huge deal. But I do see treasuries looking like they want to do a level break here at 05. For sure. Yeah. Pumping up. Are they going to puke? Okay. Hmm. Did not take much to make that go. But didn't stay bid. First waffle made. Are you bragging now? Made 2 points in the E-mini, he goes and makes waffles and mocks us. As the rest of us are still struggling for our daily bread. That should be able to go bid a little easier than it is, but I mean it is a key level. Like it is the high, so it shouldn't just go, right? I mean, I guess that's the thing is that They took out the offer really easily. Okay, there's the 5 year stepping up. Okay, there's the mini open. Very clear selling on the open. Treasuries did not tick up. And flip. When I see a move like that on the open, that's a bad sign. Oh, treasuries tick down. What's this? I think the level breaker just gave up. Yeah. They're still selling it pretty hard in the E-mini though. Yeah. Waffle equals giving his trade room the alerts. It's not bragging if it's true. Well, if it was false, then that would be like, that would just be lying, right? So that doesn't make much sense to me. It doesn't make much sense to me that this hasn't broken out of the high yet. Because that E-mini is unhappy. U.S. Supreme Court rejects mystery company challenge to special counsel linked grand jury subpoena. Interesting. Now, to me, it's interesting that they ended the special counsel investigation with that still ongoing. What's the deal with that? Okay, well, there's a little bit too much absorption at 05 there. At first short and breaking failure, give it another chance, but in doubt now. Well, this is starting to give me some indications that that this trade is falling apart. Yeah. Really, when I had that long and there was that absorption at that second try, I should have taken it off there. I was a little bit too generous for it given the situation. Small loss in too early? Yeah. Now, interestingly enough, the ZB really came down there. More so than the other ones. Huh. They made it really going. So far, this is pretty confidence inspiring, I think. E-mini doing a real head fake there too. So when it does that, is it safe to buy it on that? Like, let it come back a little bit to like here maybe? Okay, sure, right here. Okay. Ooh, don't like that. Oh, actually, no, that could be okay. Hmm. Well, this has almost completely come off now in Treasuries. Still looks bullish to me in the E-mini, although they're struggling. He's trying. He wants to push it up there. Ugh. Okay, so did something just hit the market there? No, but I don't see anything. Well, that turned on us really fast. Did it? Didn't it? Didn't it? Well, I continue to suck at trading the E-mini. That actually didn't stop me out at the full 100. What's with that? Probably that was like the pullback that I wanted to get in at, and now it's going to go up. What about Treasuries here? Okay, so they are absorbing at 02. I think they might want to bounce here at 02. Yeah. I'm more conservative depending on the trade. Trying to keep the risk management parameters the same as the P&L. Well, yeah. I think that it's better to manage your risk based on the potential in the trade rather than your current P&L, because your current P&L has absolutely nothing to do with whether or not that trade is a good trade, you know? You only have your P&L affect the way that you manage risk when you're doing so poorly that it's time to just turn it off. I thought that I was going to get another chance to get long again there, and they're just taking off already. Well, I'll put it there just in case. But that took off there. And what we've got in the E-mini is a very flaky market.
Maybe you should wear something else. Maybe you should wear better pants. Maybe you should wear better pants.
Okay.
No, picture days tomorrow.
Yeah, with good, consistent risk management, absolutely terrible shouldn't happen. It seems to me that I will just have a day where you're just wrong every freaking step, right? Yeah, this is ugly. Because that was a really strong buy and a really strong sell, and the sell was much stronger than the buy. And seeing that big old stack at O2 half. Oof, yeah. I think I might be able to buy O3 half. But I would. The E-mini looks like it's trying to make a recovery. Nope. Okay. Jeez. Yeah, that's a very negative price action for the E-mini. I think that based off of that they're probably going to have to go down to the overnight lows now. See, those kind of days you got to catch early and step away. Yeah. No, I think that this one could keep going. I mean, the more crazy that the E-mini does, the better it is over here. Right? But I think that it's Monday. We should still keep it really tight. Yeah. No, I'm keeping it really tight, says Uzi. Well, I had a little bit of a... I don't like the way that I did this one. But hopefully it lets me fix it here. Okay. Good. I'm happy now. Let's just see without the mini now. Yep. Good. Now they are stopping it at 04 half. Interesting. Okay. There it went that time. That freaking bird. Okay. We get back up into this area, could maybe short it again. When it paused, I moved my offer to inside just in case when offer started to pull, I wouldn't move but got filled too quickly. Oh. So you took a long and you were in and out. But hey, that was good, right? Because it turned around a little quickly there. This turn in the E-mini is really slow. Okay, that 040 is pulling. This is going to be a scary fill. I might be taking this a bit too early. Good. I don't think, maybe I shouldn't try it a second time. Like if it gets filled a second time, maybe they're actually going to break that range. But I thought that was a pretty good one to start with. It was a good trade. The full plan just didn't work because of the fill, but hey, it may turn out to be a good thing. Bada boom. I think, I was looking to just grab a little part of the range there. So I only took one, but it looks like I should have taken two. I don't think I'd want to be sitting there waiting for a new high like fill at 06 though. Whew. They're pissed. That last little step there in the E-mini kind of looked like they were pissed. That vengeful sweep is back. They didn't get a whole lot there, though. Market's pushing hard against it now, too. Look at how much Delta is short, considering how much they've been pushing up in the EMA. That's wild. If they get much further, that short's going to have to puke. Nope. Still not touching the low. That's interesting. Well, I still feel a little perplexed by that move in the E-mini. If we take everything into consideration, that was minus $8. Because we take it on the micro, right? And we got 06 pretty easily. Now that there's stack in there, I think we can try and take this again. It's gonna run away from me. Lucas looking to go short at 05 half? Well, there was some size stacking at 05. Oh, okay. And that was what I was kind of relying on here. And now it's not as strong. Yeah, it's a decent spot. Oh, yeah, that was a tough stack right there at 06 half. So if I was going to short it, I think that I would wait until there is a strong downtick of some sort. Okay, like that. That one is not too bad. Okay. Yeah. I think that they are going to take out the Hypo when they took out that. Well, oh, you know what? I think I screwed up there because there was 4,000 absorbed on the bid at 070. That was like a level break setup. And maybe now they're going to take it. I think I should have stayed in that. Yeah. Okay, well, mistakes were made. Oh, we only lost one tick on it. Good job, Lucas. Good job. You know, when it's moving like this, like you don't want to catch a falling knife, right? So let it bounce off of the ground first. You know, let it bounce off of the ground first, because if how do I put this? It's coming up. It's coming up. You see a couple trade into 08. Let's just say that this reverses. Okay. Let's just say that this reverses. Okay. What are the chances? Okay, here, let's say we make a new high at 08 half and then we reverse. Okay. What are the chances that it trades, 100 here and then they sell 08 and then they sell 07 half and nothing goes back into 08? Right? Generally speaking, when we're moving like this, you're going to see a lot trade at every price. They're going to trade every price multiple times. You have a lot of opportunities to get filled, right? So there's no reason to try and get, filled on the limit as it's moving up. Ooh. Okay. Chances are, if I put an order in at 07 half or 07, I have a good chance of getting filled, right? There was a strong down impulse, so we could short it. Right? You get filled. Because there's so much momentum, it can't just turn around just all like that. I hear snowblowers. Does that mean that it snowed like crazy last night? Oh, where does this put us? It actually is right up against the previous day's high at 085 now. So they're looking maybe to break yesterday's high. Okay. So could have gotten 4 off of that. That one I think was a real mistake. So it came up there. I should have seen that they were doing the level break trade. That's a really uncharacteristic mistake of mine, but okay. Okay. We're still profitable. It's okay. How does it get 40.63? That's freaking weird. Now they're eating through 08 half pretty easily. If I had kept that original one that went against me for 2 and then reversed, I could have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This has been a very volatile trend up too. There's been a lot of stoppy dips and stuff in it. Okay, so I do see digital shot going short at 08, and I do see a little bit of a change in these indicators here. And the E-mini is kind of saying maybe it's done. So they didn't just go straight for the low, the overnight low. So I don't know. They try to take high of day, concerned by flow in case we get follow through, but it could stop there, not seeing flattening, driven by short end only. Did digital shot just take it and got a +1 there off of that from 08? I think one of the things that I'm seeing that's really interesting, though, is that this short end of the curve has not been moving the way that the long end has. The long end is pushing back. Okay. New high again. I'm surprised by that. The strong momentum that one had. In my poor order all the way back at 05 halves. Okay. See, it keeps doing it. Oh, man. That's ugly. They keep acting like that it's going to go short. Theresa May drops plans to call for indicative Brexit votes, says Financial Times. Okay. Brannigan Barrett, 3-month 10-year spread inverts beyond Friday low as fears continue to rise. The SPX is on the verge of another 50 handle drop. Recession fears are rising. Don't be fooled by news flow. Watch the price action. Markets are panicking. Risk off. Oh my gosh, we're doing it again. And frankly, I think I can just go short right there. Watch it stop me out. Let's find out how bad of a trader I am at the E-mini. Come on. There we go. And sure enough, oh hey. Okay, well that doesn't say that we're in the clear, but that does say that the place that I took it was wrong. So that's my take on that one. Ooh, that was a strong uptick. Okay. I hate those. He goes up, it looks like it's going to take it, they do take it out, and then he smacks it back down. Ooh, and they're hitting back into 09 again. Okay. Okay. Jigsaw profit window doesn't know how to calculate that correctly because I had both of those open. Okay. Are they going to go for it? I think so. I mean, based off of the thing they were saying the other day, when you get thickness like that underneath it, they tend to go for it. I didn't like the way that the Treasuries traded there. Well, there it goes anyways. What? This is super weird. I keep taking it. Like, I keep getting the long signals and taking it and doing okay off of it and everything, but it's not. It every time I want to get out. And you know what? I could have gotten 3. Okay, so that's S1 plus the overnight low in E-mini. Thank you, Allie. I think that my YouTube's not working anymore. 30-year never went past 24. Now it is. Don't remind me. The biggest rally since 1987 was solely driven by corporate buybacks, derivative call buying, short covering, and retail single stock buying. BMO REIT strategists were continuing with the question, how long can stocks continue to rise? Our market timing model is about as negative as it ever gets. Trump is going to repeat this until November 2020. Thanks, MSNBC. I don't know if I can take any more. This is just like a wild trend. And since we're not on it and we've been calling the exits wrong, it's like when the top does come, it might come completely out of nowhere. You just have to keep doing it and it'll pay off. Digital shot. No, don't say those sorts of things. It could turn. It does look a little bit finished, and the 30-year really came back. You see this in ZB? That might be a potential. That might be a potential short. We've said a couple of times places where we thought maybe it was short and then it didn't, so. But this right here. Slightly lower high. In cumulative delta. So the bond is no longer steepening. And you can see this right here. There's your spot. Let's see. So there's that. And here's that. I'll draw it. And where would we need to get to? Probably the 08. Probably to here. So I don't know if your risk reward is really worth it. Do you get 3? Wait, do I have that right? Ooh, 7.5. Okay. So it's actually right here. So maybe your risk reward is worth it taking there at a 10. So I gotta tell you, the thing that is amazing to me about the whole thing we had yesterday with their Mueller report summary coming out and saying that there was no collusion and everything like that is that nobody's sitting there and saying, oh, okay, we were wrong. I need to sit back and rethink things, etc., etc., etc. No, it's like, oh, they must be hiding something. There's more. We're going to find this. We're going to find it. It's, it's like they're doubling down on it. At some point, more and more people are going to just not be interested in that anymore. And the more you cling to it, the more isolated you can become. I think. I just, you know, I'm not going to say that you're dumb if you believe that there was Russian collusion. I think a lot of really smart people believe that there was Russian collusion, but at this point, now that the bubble has been shattered, if you're still on that sort of a thing, I think you gotta seriously question how you form your you know how you read news and interpret things and determine what is fact and what is just conjecture. Time to bet on another CTA freakout. What's that mean? Kashkari says FOMC belief in a falling labor force model has led to policy errors. Okay, it still hasn't gone. So this has been a lot slower, so maybe it really is a short now. And I mean there is the one little target above us in ZF, but I'm not necessarily seeing them put anything else up there. And there is at least one long over here in the E-mini. I would really like to prove in ES that we can get one here. I don't. So I feel like I haven't found anything in ES. Like I feel like maybe. Okay, so that was bad. I feel like maybe I have a little bit of a knack for seeing where it's going to go in the midterm, for swinging it, but for scalping it, I'm not seeing ways to find spots that hold. You know, I'm getting way too many adverse ticks. Okay, so there was some stops there. Ooh, and the 10-year turned around. So that's not good. Would have liked to have gotten out of that. See, that's just luck of the draw. Okay, well, I'm going to post some notes. I read a book on Trump and Russia. The writer writes of Russia making fear in the U.S., but does not think Trump can be a president, and then Trump as president for Putin is like a year-end bonus. Yeah, probably. I mean, the thing was, it's undeniable that Russia preferred that Donald Trump would win, right? He wanted Donald Trump to win for sure. Now, I think most of it was that he just really hated Hillary. But he would prefer that Donald Trump won. But I think that more so than anything, he just kind of wanted to disrupt things. I think that he got his thing, and this whole Russia meddling and everything, all that, they're making it out to be a much bigger deal than it actually was. And that just helps him. That just helps Putin, you know? I just think the whole thing is so silly. That's just, to me, I don't go in and you don't know if something's true until it's proven. Period. I still like that short at 10. And you don't just buy into something until it's proven. They have to provide evidence, and in this case, you have to provide evidence that can stand up in a court of law. And there's all these people out there that are forming their entire worldview based off of a conspiracy theory. No proof. No proof. The only thing they had was that dossier, and apparently the guy compiled the dossier with sources from the internet. Like for all we know, that like the whole pooping on or having the strippers pee on him and all that crap, like there was some people from 4chan that claimed that they fed that to somebody, and then that other person must have fed it to him. And but then they never followed up with like the proof. But given that he compiled that information from the internet and admitted that under testimony, you know, that's starting to look likely. Starting to look very likely. And then you have this portion of people that literally their whole world, like everything that they see in politics, everything was colored by a theory. Like anytime that something happened, it was like, oh, Donald Trump is doing this because he's a Russian asset, or he's doing this because he's afraid that the Mueller investigation is closing in on him, and he knows that you don't know that. You can't read his mind. You don't actually know if he actually did it because you don't have any proof. It's just a theory. You believed what you wanted to believe. It was a mass hysteria. And the thing that's so frightening about it is that now that the bubble has been burst, I mean, really, what more could you do to discredit this thing? What more could you ask for, really? And they still believe it. They still think, oh, Barr must be covering things up. Maybe that's not really what Mueller's report says. Maybe there was obstruction of justice and all this. It's just, oh my. That was probably a little bit too much into it than what you guys wanted to do today. But like the whole thing is just mind-boggling. That what we just saw there with the whole Russian collusion thing was the greatest mass hysteria of all time. That's what it was. And you knew people that were in that believed it and still believe in the greatest mass hysteria of all time. Is it gonna go down? Come on, the E-mini is looking good there. It's just like I said, it's like I have a knack for like knowing, okay, the E-mini is going to go up. Sure, they did it. But how am I to find a spot that holds? How am I to find the right timing and everything like that, you know? There's another component to the trading in the E-mini that I am severely lacking, and because of that, the stop just gets hit every time. Even though often the trade idea is working out well. Do you guys think the Snobius day trading guy actually makes money? I don't know. I watched a couple of videos and he doesn't really take trades that much, talks a lot, and also only trades 6 lots. Even the trades I saw were not that profitable. So that's an interesting question. Okay, getting a tip here. Those birds. He sure likes to squawk. Yeah, so I was just gonna say, I don't want to type it all out, but the whole question about, like, is John Grady profitable? I don't think he's ever shown his stats. You could ask him. I mean, he would probably show you. I think he would. But, but, I think that the thing with Grady is that he's not really giving you like a strategy. He's not like, okay, these are the places that you get in and these are the places that you get out and here's how you should manage your money and size up and all of those things. I mean, like, he gives you a framework to build your own strategy and he teaches a skill. But you know what I mean? He's teaching a skill, not a trading strategy. Now, the thing is that we know you can go on the Jigsaw leaderboards, for instance. We know that it is a skill that can lead to profitability, right? But so in that case, even though I do believe that John Grady does do pretty good, whether his strategy is profitable or his personal strategy is profitable or not, I don't think is really very relevant, right? Anyways, I said you could short it 10 and buy it at 07.5. And that trade worked out really well, although you would have had to have sit in it for a little while and it would have been really nerve wracking. But I think that was a good trade. I don't think that it is a trade that I would have taken. Otherwise, I probably would have clicked into it because it is counter trend. And yeah, it's still sitting here like, I don't know which way it could go. I think maybe you could try taking it along here and taking it off just before a new high again. But I'm still of the opinion, I took a lot of really small trades. I think that was a good way to handle today. Obviously, it would have been better if I just bought it and held it, but when you're not sure, taking the small ones is fine because you minimize the risk, right? Anyways, I don't really see any more comments. Yeah. All right. Well, I think I'm going to just shut it down. Well, this was quite the Monday. And when you get a busy Monday, that can lead to a busy rest of the week. That said, E-mini didn't completely fall apart, not yet. If they can hold this out, that would be super great. But that could be a late afternoon sell-off. They could be really ugly. I don't know. I still think that 2600 looks awfully likely. All right. I will catch you guys tomorrow. In the meantime, everyone went quiet, right? Well, I think that everybody got really focused on the action at some point, right? They're like, oh, so that's talking about Russian collusion. I'm just going to keep trading. And especially when you get like that, you've probably lost one. Have you noticed that when you lose one, it's like immediately you're like, okay, I got this one now. Like, I've got to really pay attention. Right? Totally happens. So I'm sure that that's what's going on. But you guys are all good. It's fine. But yes, let's pack it up, and I will see you guys tomorrow. In the meantime, stay profitable.